on YouTube. And let me also add everyone on Discord. I've been looking for a comic artist to draw my game art. Big gulp on the price. Big gulps, huh? Big gulps, huh? Oh, yeah. You know what? It's subtle. It's nice. It's a nice coffee, milk, beverage. Drink. Anyways, how's it going? It's getting busy. It's getting real busy. It's getting real busy. We need to get this update out. We need to yeah, get this update out. Let me check if there's any bugs that I might have been missed. Hold on. Okay, we can try to fix that one. Get up, Anderson. Twiggy, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. Zahib, hello. I'm really low energy. Okay. Just so many things. Taxes. I'm getting the life sucked out of me. Like a fucking spaghetti. What are we doing today? More bug fixing. And then let's just get this update out, man. Today? Hell yeah. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Try today? No, I don't think it'll work. Started localization for my game. I understand your struggle now. If you program your game around localization from the get-go, it's not that bad of suffering, but there's still... Suffering will still ensue, even with a large amount of preparation. And then getting it all localized is a fucking pain in the dick. And trusting that the localization company that's doing it actually knows what they're doing and doesn't get you in trouble somehow. Just like how Silk Song got in trouble with their Chinese community. It actually makes you wonder. I don't know. No. Makes you wonder if only releasing in English is a good idea, but ultimately it's not the best idea. You end up kind of alienating a lot of players that otherwise might not, be able to play. I think it depends on the game. Some games that have very minimal text that doesn't require any reading to play and it's pretty self-explanatory. Usually I don't think it's necessarily requiring localization necessarily. That being said, they won't be able to know what's going on in the settings menu. That might suck. Exporting and importing Excel file was hard. I remember in my workflow, I was using a program called something localization. I forget what it's called. Something local. It was a software, but the thing is, it read from a different file type. I think it was a .loc file. I think it is a .loc file type. And all of the people that did the localization company stuff, they literally just work with fucking Google spreadsheet. If there's any program or anything required, they're fucked. Like, unless you go to maybe like a professional, maybe like a super professional like studio where they're doing something above 10 cents per word. Yeah. I wrote my own Python script and it worked fine in the end. Hey, there you go. There you go. What is localization? Basic translation. Localizing a game to for a country or a language or a locale, I guess. People can play the game in different places than America. Not necessarily that. Well, localization is, I don't think it's just translation technically, but a lot of it does encompass just translation for the most part. Gork, translate my game. Slips in a few bad words. You don't have any stories, so it's just menu stuff? It's mostly menu stuff and tutorial stuff, but even then, that's still, where are we at? I have to refresh this. That is still, you wouldn't believe it, 3,200 words. That is still 3,200 words. Which is arguably a lot less than other games. Some of those are repeats. Rarely. 99% is fresh text. Its own thing, as you can see. Challenges I could have maybe cut down on. I could have probably saved a bit of money, saved a few dollars by removing these the text on the left. But unfortunately, yeah, and then here. But generally speaking, everything is fresh text, man. Difficulties, description, HUD stuff, option menu stuff, tutorialization. Balls. Once you have common translations, yeah, I thought about that for sure, Dark. In fact, that was actually a thought I had at one point. I was like, couldn't someone just go to a localization company and just translate a bunch of shit that is like generic enough for them to use for like all of their stuff and then reuse it? I wonder, right? The thing is, like, so many of these localization companies don't even give you a contract, which is concerning in many respects. Yeah. I'm gonna need to localize my game in a couple years probably. Do they charge per word? It is 10 cents per word. That is the industry standard at the moment. 10 cents per word. So in theory, each one of these languages is $320. French I was able to do myself, and Spanish, because I have family that speak Spanish. French I did with family as well. All the other languages I had to pay for. Oh, Twiggy, did you come up with a name? Rotten Revolver? That's a good fucking name, man. That's a good fucking name. Just to learn a few languages and do it yourself. Wait, hold on. I got closed YouTube chat. Updating the file is the worst nightmare, though. After updating how to keys or generative for dialogues, you had to manually copy around 3,000 words. Yeah, for me in Unreal, my workflow was basically I would go to the spreadsheet and copy paste lines and do it in batches. And it sucked because the way that, here I'll show you. The way that Unreal sorts text in a list versus how Google Spreadsheet sorts text is actually slightly different. They prioritize specific symbols over others in Google Spreadsheet versus Unreal is like, I don't fucking know. I don't even know sometimes. So what I ended up doing is I had like 13, I had a bunch of errors where like a challenge is in the wrong fucking spot. Aha! Waha! I would do devlogs, but they would only get one view. If that's, listen, here's my opinion of devlogs. Don't listen to anybody that says to do them or to not do them. Do them because you want to do them. If you want to share the process, go there and share the fucking process. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do any marketing, guess what? Nobody knows about your fucking game. So my opinion is, yeah, you never know until someone points it out. We had, luckily, I don't think it resulted in any negative reviews necessarily, but it did result in a lot of confusion. And luckily, people did point it out. So, yeah. Yeah, that's my opinion on devlogs. Do them if you want to do them. Don't do them because they're a social norm or people are telling you not to do them. I started with devlogs. I don't think I would be in the position that I'm in without devlogs. So I think there's something to be said there. You know what I mean? Like it did take a long time. You know, I did do devlogs in quotation marks for a really fucking long time. 6 years ago. And I'm pretty sure there's even a bunch of other older videos here. A shit ton of older videos that are set to private from a past project, which I'm not like, fond of. So what I would say is if you like editing videos, if you like making them and you just want to share your shit, fucking share your shit, man. Share your shit to the world. And don't listen to what anybody says. I've stopped doing devlogs as much, mainly because I just don't have the energy. And I haven't really felt the drive to. And it also feels weird doing, I guess it feels weird doing a devlog now for Suit for Hire. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I'm too far into development to start. See, that's how I think, but I don't think that's ever a case. I think you could definitely like, do stuff. Did I put a crab in the game? I did not. Our publisher handles themselves, but I wonder, do localization companies test the translations in-game? That is a separate pricing that I saw. I don't remember what it was per hour, but it wasn't cheap. It's called LQC? LQA. Localization Quality Assurance. So that would be a separate pricing from what I've been told, is that companies can go in and test them, but generally that costs extra, which, you know, makes sense because they'd have to spend hours. You know, Vixen, hope you're good. I'm all right, man. How are you? I would say if you want to get in there, just fucking get in there. You know, Barry. If you put a minion secret one levels would be funny. What would it be without me getting into legal territory? Legal territory. Ah! One thing I don't like is the music full stops when you go into photo mode, and I don't really know how to fix that. And the audio. So I don't know if you guys can hear this. It like full stops rather than echoing out. And I don't know how to make it echo out. Does that happen when... Yeah, it happens when we pause as well. Maybe for audio cuts when paused. Is there a way to make it so it like... Instead of a shot immediately cutting, is there a way to like fade echo / fade audio out when paused? Huh? Maybe there's some settings. Maybe there's some settings for that. Randy Pitchford said we should write our own engine, but he didn't. I doubt he even knows how to use U5. Who gives a shit what Randy Pitchford says? Who fucking cares? All of this stupid shit is noise. That's all it really is. Really hard to make devlogs after adding main game mechanics and visuals, which is usually just the beginning of development. I think there are ways of doing it in a way that works. You just have to very specifically focus on a subject of what you're working on. But I advocate that we should bring devlogs to norm rather than it being a thing where it's like, oh, hey, I started a new project, and then devlog 2 is when they fucking quit and you never see their game again because no one proceeds past the fucking beginning. Randy's a tool. Randy Pitchford, by the way, not our Randy. Good old Aussie Randy. Unless Randy Pitchford is an Aussie, then I don't know. Or Australian. I don't know. Who's Randy Pitchford? A guy that works for Borderlands or some shit? I don't even know what his position is. I just don't care. I don't know how... Dude, I'm so low energy these days with so much going on these days. I don't know how anyone is able to like keep up with all this shit. Like I have, I've cut out my timeline from Twitter. I have a add-on on my Chrome that literally just deletes the timeline. I can't even fucking see it anymore. I'm about to cut out ArtStation because I randomly keep going on there, but like there's borderline just like pornography all over ArtStation now. I'd rather stay away from that. I just want, dude, listen. I can't deal with this shit anymore. I don't have the energy. Oh, he's the CEO of Gearbox. Oh, dude. A C-suite jackass saying stupid things. Oh, get in fucking line, man. Get in the line, man. Ugh. I'm drinking coffee latte that tastes like fucking M&Ms. It's insane how much it tastes like M&Ms. It's so chocolatey. I made 3 small jobs with it. Honestly, one of them I did want to make a full game, but scope is too big. Well, there you go. Just for this game, you know. Keep the scope within a reasonable. If you add anything to the scope, it has to be like triple value of how much time it would take you to put it in. You know what I mean? A Dallas reaction? What's a Dallas reaction? I've learned from my past mistakes in that regard. Don't you worry. You're going to make a ton of those again. Just like I have and will. History will repeat itself. Just, you know, not in the same way. Ding, ding, dong. I'm sure I'll make a ton of mistakes and similar mistakes that I've made for this game in my next game. I don't think there's any way of really avoiding it unless you're like 100% aware of what you're doing at all times. But it's like, you can't. You know what I mean? Borderlands 4, Dale's Dripo did a video. Oh no, I didn't watch his video. His title looked a bit like bait. And I'm sure it is. To an extent. Yeah, I don't really know how to fade out the music when we go from pause to unpause. It's gonna be an interesting one to fix. So about so far, am I getting satisfied? Satisfied in what sense? Hey, Golden, how's it going? Thank you for the 1 month supporter. I don't know how to say that. Because subscription doesn't work on YouTube. Thank you for the supporter membership. Thank you. By the time someone stops making huge mistakes in game dev, they die of old age. Yeah, it's just, you know. There's no perfect pathway. There's none. There is the start and there is the end. And there's the middle. And there is the middle of the project. I guess a very dumb way to ask if you're getting near completion. Oh, yeah, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I'm checked out soon. I'm gonna be honest. I'm checked out soon. I'm checked out. I am of the check of out. Always play. Always play. How can you make audio echo out rather than cutting off entirely? Many games just cut the audio and activate photo mode. God, it just sounds like ass though. It just sounds like booty. It sounds a bit like booty. Yeah, well. Now we're getting there, though. I don't know why I can't see that message in YouTube chat. Booty's nice, though. It got filtered out, and I can't even see it at all. Even from a moderation standpoint, I can't even see it. For some reason, it only shows on the screen. I see you. Hey, respect. I see you. Don't you worry. Yeah, I don't know why your message filtered out. I don't know why. At least on my end. I don't know if you guys... Can you guys see that? I don't know. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any way for me to do a reverberation exit sound. Unless maybe I like apply reverb, some sort of like echo reverb before the game pauses. But like, who the hell's gonna do that? You know? Who's gonna do that? Who cares? Well, I care, but who cares that much? It just sounds really shitty. It just cuts. And apparently also the music cuts. I have not tested that with the music, so let's see what the music sounds like when it cuts. Shaders compiling, 194. Good, very good. Oh my god, the music just cuts out entirely. Oh. Oh, that sucks balls. Man, that kind of sucks. Ding, 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 ding. I'm glad you enjoyed it, AB. Hope you'll make some DLCs or a sequel. Probably not. But I hope someone can take the formula, I guess, or, you know, take inspiration from it, and maybe they'll make a cool-ass game. I'm thinking I'll probably just, like, make... I'm probably just gonna be making other types of games, but, like, taking inspiration from this game, at least. Like, I think this game told me the types of games I want to make. You know, things like enemies having, like, physics-based reactions to hits, and, like, you know, hitting them in specific spots actually deals damage in that specific spot. Things like that. I think I like making stuff like that because I think it's really cool. What? The music just... the music just cuts off. Wait, hold on. See, in the pause menu, we actually have the music continuing. You guys hear that? Wait, am I going crazy? Is it working in photo mode now? Wait, what? Wait, huh? Wait, how is it working now? Oh, it is working. It's just really quiet. Oh, it's just the sound effects cut out instantaneously. Do I cut off the audio samples when mouse overing fast? Nah, I just let that shit ride, man. Just let that shit ride. Let that shit ride. Right now though, we are polishing up some bugs, whatever, blah, 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 yeah. Making sure everything feels pretty good. We need to put some new music tracks in. I need to put some new music system stuff in. A quick restart button, which might be actually a lot harder than I think it is, but we'll see. Key binding to toggle the laser / flashlight. And whatever other bugs are potentially scattered around. I did see something about pause. No, it just says always play, but I don't know if always play is a indicator of I don't know if that, like, matters. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it makes it so it can play when paused. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, let's see. What's our biggest bugs right now? Cannot hit escape on caution pop-up when restarting through pause menu. Let me just search up. No, don't do that. Don't do whatever you were doing. Don't do that. Unreal. Thank you. So it happens when we hit restart mission. We spawn the base caution pop-up. Find event to continue button. It's right here. Why would it not work? Apparently escape key doesn't work there. Return key, return key. Escape. I can't really test it in... Oh, is it not able to work because the game is paused? Oh, shit. No. Maybe. No. Perhaps. Is it because the game is paused? I think in the main menu we have the same UI. If we go to play. Oh no. It's because the game is paused. Let me try in game. Let's try in game real quick. It works here, but it does not work in game, which means the game being paused is the problem. Ay-ya-ya. Ay-ya-ya. Okay, what does my custom user widget do that allows it to pause, or allows it to activate while paused? Listen for action event. I think that's the difference. It's this. This event allows us to run while paused. Execute when paused. Always play makes the sound continue when paused. Oh. 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 Hold on, chat. Give me a second. Someone just called me. They were like, huh? And then they hung up on me. Likelihood they call me again? Pretty high. Pretty high. This coffee isn't real. It feels like I'm slurping M&M juice. It's just not. It doesn't feel right. It's too chocolatey. It tastes like cheap chocolate, but it's coffee. There's also a setting for it in the sound cues. I got a nice coffee too. All right, custom user widget. Now instead we can listen for input, listen for action event. Which I think is the new one. Yes, this is the better one. This is the one that we care about. What? Oh. Return key event. I don't know. Which just literally calls remove overwrite UI. Okay, sure, I guess. Weird, but all right, I'll allow it. Now we should be able to close that menu in this menu. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's double check that we can actually still close it in the main menu. I clicked the wrong button. Okay. We are in business. Okay, little tiny quality of life, UX, whatever you want to call it, man. Whatever, man. Just some bullshit. Who cares? Add more levels. You went to Dunkin' Donuts? Why do you hate yourself? I have actual brewed coffee? No, this is an espresso. Put in the milk. I don't mind their iced coffee. I never tried it, so I'm just trolling. Who am I to judge? I went to my local coffee place, and they have a fall seasonal special, and one of them is pumpkin spice latte. Guess what I got? I wish I could say that I got a regular latte, but I got the pumpkin spice latte. Iced. Okay. I wish I could say I didn't. But I did, and it was actually pretty good. Except for the fact that there was like actual like cinnamon and shit in there. Like actual stuff in there, and it got a little chunky at the bottom. There was quite a bit of sediment at the bottom, which was, I didn't drink that, but it was not fun once I got to that bottom. Yeah, the gunk. Was not a great textural experience having all that gunk in my mouth. The rest of it though, delicious. The rest of it, very good, yeah. I think they should have probably like put it through like a sift or something, you know, sifted it a little bit, but hey, I felt more real having a bunch of gunk in my mouth by the end of the cup. Local coffee spots are usually legit. No, this is a legit spot. It's pretty good. And they have croissants. Good fucking croissants, man. Crunchy on the top, nice and soft in the middle. I like it. It's like a Japanese coffee place, but they also have their own like they bake their own shit there. They have like matcha cakes and stuff. It's crazy. You know, the typicals, you got like strawberry cake, you know, stuff that you would very like Japanese style that they'd have in like a cafe. Very it's great. It's cute. That's nice. I don't usually go to a cafe because I can literally just make my own coffee. So, kind of trying to save money. Even though I'm not really saving money when you really think about it. Like, I think I did a calculation. Or no, it's funny. The website that you buy the coffee stuff from, they have a calculation. And they tell you, if you were to drink a coffee a day, you can put in like the numbers. And they're like, this is how many days it's going to take for you to basically get your money's worth from the espresso. I think it said something like 700 days. It was something along the lines of like 700 days. Honestly, though, it's nice having an espresso machine. It's nice. It's a nice experience. Even though like half the time I fuck up my coffee and I under extract or over extract, you know, but like still. Making cutbacks is the fastest way to make money in most cases. All right, here's my, not to be a contradictionist or whatever the term is. Yes and no. Contrarian. Sorry, that's the word. Not to be a contrarian, but you know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you got to save your money. You save your money. That's how you make money. I think that's partially bullshit. I think the best way to make money is by making more money. Yeah, saving money is very important. Don't get me wrong. All that DoorDash and fucking food delivery, I definitely could have cut back on that. Don't get me wrong. I could have 100% cut back on that. But I think getting cheap viewers on insertwebsite.com here, remove the space, is the best way to get the hell out of here. You guys don't see that though, do you? I randomly saw that. Random, his name, oh shit, I fucked up my whole, unsuitable lifting CCPO. Why does that sound suspicious? CCPO? Ah, yes. The Chinese Communist Party, of course. What's easier, making more money or spending less money? Depends on who you're asking, I'm sure. But, you know, obviously spending less money can be easier. That being said, I don't know. Ordering food is one of those weird ones. Well, it's not really a weird one. It's just me being lazy. It's just me being lazy, to be honest. I'm sure, like, I could have cut back on so much ordering food in the past 10 years, and I'd be like 20 grand, I'd be 20 grand richer, let me tell you. Probably. 10 grand, at least. At the very least, minimum 10 grand richer. Yeah. Over the past 10 years. Which, like, you know, when you think about it, $1,000 a year, not too bad. It's definitely over 10 grand. Now that I do the calculation, $1,000, yeah, let me tell you. That shit's 30 grand. I take no pride in that. Don't fuck off. Shh. Hundreds of hours spent on prepping and groceries. We order our groceries, so we get it delivered most of the time because it's just way easier in the city. You get like Instacart, get that shit delivered. So much easier. The only problem with that is you don't really, like, when it comes to specific things, like fruits, stuff like that, the selection is kind of shit because it's not you selecting it. And sometimes you got to see the thing, get a feel for it to know which one's the right one to take home. You know what I mean? Sometimes delivery is a bit on the shitty side in terms of that specifically. Yeah. And then prepping the food. Like, the thing is, there was a streamer who is now, I think, 24/7 just doing gambling. So rest in peace his soul, I guess. He said something that was very interesting, is he can do a 30-minute stream and get food delivery every day, or get a professional chef to make him food. And the thing is, he'll make enough money within those 20 to 30 minutes of streaming to like 10x what he just ordered, if that makes sense. So it's like him wasting his time making food. The thing is, though, making food is an experience, right? You know what I mean? There's something there that's really important as well. But I kind of understood his perspective as well, to an extent. Sure. Don't sure me, motherfucker. Don't sure me. Huh? Sure. Sure. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take a sip out of my coffee M&M fucking drink. Want something done right? Do it yourself. I've been, are there such things as like classes for home renovation / like home improvement? Do you think to like teach you some carpentry skills, various things like that? Because like, let me tell you, builders these days fucking suck balls at their job. Builders suck. Either that or they're lazy as shit and they do everything half-assed. Like, there's like so many little fucking things in this apartment, man. And I look at it and I'm like, ah, that gap, that fucking gap. Yeah, did I put M&Ms in there? No, I shit you not. This coffee just naturally tastes like a specific type of chocolate that reminds me of like M&Ms. Or no, not M&Ms, not Skittles, Smarties. Wait, no, M&Ms. No, it's M&Ms. I'm a builder? Well, dude made himself a coffee for kids. I did not, okay? It just naturally smells and tastes like a shitty chocolate. It tastes good, but it also reminds me too much of M&M's slash Smarties slash whatever the fuck brand. Pretty sure it's Smarties, actually, now I think about it. Has that chocolate smell, a weird chocolate smell. Anyways, let's get to work. Ah, yes, work. Yes, the thing that I do as a job. Job. Yes. Yes, I have a job. Supposedly. I had some housework done, some new walls, etc. The people who did the walls were from Poland. They were amazing. Perfect job, everyone else. Electrician, etc. We're all British and shit. So are you telling... Hey, let's watch it, okay? We're getting borderline into like judging people for their mushy peas, which honestly we should be. God, what fucking mushy peas, man? Are you fucking kidding me? Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the people that build apartments. Like, I get it. They're building like thousands of units in a building. I get it, you know? But man, it fucking sucks balls. Ow. British people are... Hey, let's watch it, Twiggy. Even if you might be British, you might offend someone. All right. What's next on the chopping block? The block of chopping. Quick restart button. Do we need two separate key bindings? One that's reset to checkpoint and one that's a full-on restart? I feel like players would probably prefer having a mix. It's already ARM. Yeah, that's the quick restart when you die. This is literally a button that you could, while in play, hit the button and entirely restart or reset. Now, of course, I have to be careful because I could potentially break the entire game putting this button in the game. I don't know about checkpoint, though. Yeah, maybe just a full-on, just a restart. So, while we're at it... let's do both of these, because we're going to be putting in two different buttons. So we might as well kill two birds with one stone. With one stone. Add two of these. First one's going to be toggle flash laser. And the Secundo is going to be, so we'll set this to L. I don't think anything is set to L currently. I know one of my debug buttons is set to L. What an L. Default for toggle flash laser, L. Now, are we going to put a button for that on controller? By the way, when I update these changes live, is it immediately translating to beta? No. I have to specifically push. I have to package a game, and then I need to push those changes to Steam, and then I need to verify them on Steam. So there's a bit of a process there. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't have a. There are people that do that. They have entire systems built to automatically package them their game, but listen, I ain't at that level as a dev, and I don't think I ever will be because I'm an idiot. Yep, a doofus. D-O-double-O-F us. D-O-double-O-F us. Doofus. A doofus. What was the other thing I need to do? Ah, yes. Quick restart. This button shall be set to nothing because I don't want it to be keybinded yet. Keybound. I would rather it not be keybound. I'm just going to let the player choose this if they'd like to. I think. Oh, the analog stick. Both of them do something, which is really annoying. Yeah, the left thumbstick sprints. Right thumbstick crouches. The select button now opens photo mode. Up D-pad is to switch weapon, which is also, I will admit, a pretty stupid fucking button. Down D-pad is ultimate. X is doing 3 different actions. Love that. Down D-pad is ultimate. Right D-pad is swap weapon. Up D-pad is time focus. And left is swap shoulder. Oh, interesting. Swap shoulder is on the controller. It's just in a spot that no one is ever going to press. Literally every button is taken. Quite literally every single button is taken. Red Dead has it similar. You zoom in with aim and then hit D-pad. Interesting. That is... There's a lot of buttons in here that I would probably recommend to people to change. Like time focus, a lot of people might want to do more of those, right? And the D-pad for time focus is probably not the best button to choose. This game just has too many actions. When you think about it, there's too many fucking things you could do in this game. There's punching, there's melee attacks that are varied. And then on top of that, there's shooting. And there's not even an aim down sight. I think what I would have done is instead of... I think if I were to go back, I would make it so... Oh, but then you can't do that because holding the dash button is to jump. If there was no jump, you could make it so holding the dash button would turn into a sprint. I forget which game did that. Silk Sonic. That was the recent game. What's triangle? Triangle's Y, and Y is reload. Can you do button combos? That has been a request. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fucking know how to. And with our current auto settings, it's yeah. What about holding Y for toggle flashlight? Yeah, I just don't even know. I don't think we're gonna put it on the board. It'll be like if the player chooses to remove something, like for example, swap shoulder. Maybe they don't care for swap shoulder. That's fine. I've literally seen some players that do not care for certain elements, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So they could always just put it on somewhere. And then, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it to the player and then we'll just have it just for PC for now, because there's 5 million other fucking buttons on a keyboard versus a controller. Yep. Yeah, that is, unfortunately, how to cookie crumble. Like, quick restart, we could put it on the keyboard. No, here's why I'm not going to. And here's why I'm actually going to remove the default for toggle HUD. And I'm going to remove the... I'm gonna make it so toggle HUD does not have a button. Here's why. Someone put a negative review because their HUD disappeared and they thought it was a bug, but in reality they probably just hit the HUD button. I cannot trust gamers. Maybe I should have had a fucking thing that's like, hey, you hid your HUD. Blah, blah, blah. Some people just really like to toggle their HUD. I think we're just going to make it so the setting is there, but we're going to turn off the default. Removed default key for toggle HUD. Yeah, grabbing being G could definitely probably cause someone to hit the H key. I think it's also potentially people that like are slamming their keyboard. You know, like in the moment of death, near death, they're like, ah! You know what I mean? They're like potentially like scrambling. Some people think Borderlands is cell shaded. It's one of those terms that just sticks in gaming jargon. If something ever has a stylized look, people just associate it with Fortnite. Listen, the general public isn't, with no disrespect, and this might sound disrespectful, and it partially is. Intentional and not intentional. The general public is actually not that smart. Or, well, it's not really that they're not smart. It's that they relate something to one thing that even, like, because they don't have the knowledge to expand beyond that, so they relate it to one thing that they can think of, which is Fortnite. And that's about it. Oh, it's not realistic? The Fortnite. Oh, it has square pixels? Minecraft? I feel this irresistible urge to correct. Don't bother. Don't bother. Seriously, just don't bother. So let's see if that removes the default key for HUD. Nice. I'm doing this so a player that is interested in it can find it, and other players that don't know, well, yeah, whatever. So no issues ensue. All pixels are square? I know. You guys know what I mean, man. Come on. Don't Don't look between the lines. Look within them. Don't stop looking between the lines. I need to get this error out of here. It's fucking pissing me off. Why did I close this? So we need to add a button. We need to add quick restart, and we need to add toggle flash laser onto our UI. Input. We're going to duplicate this. Toggle flashlight slash laser. Or we can do toggle weapon utility. Yes. My team released today an early playable version of the game to some YouTubers slash streamers, and to my surprise, people playing it generally seem to like it. Ah. Meanwhile, majority of my fellow countrymen hate it. Polish self-hate strong. Why is that? Is that like an actual thing? Action name. Toggle flash laser. Make sure it's there. It should by default have an L and then nothing for controller. Toggle weapon utility. Yes. Yes. So that's gonna go from none, only laser, only flashlight, both, and then cycle to none. Only laser, only flashlight. Okay. We're like Americans? Can you add a strobe light effect as well? That just reminds me of a video I watched a long time ago of a very unfortunate and horrible situation, and I wish to not remember it in my head. It is a thing. So Kick-Ass has a cool scene with a strobe light. I don't know if I've seen Kick-Ass. Have I seen Kick-Ass? What is Kick-Ass again? Wait, it's the one with Chloe Grace Moretz, right? Or whatever her name is. Okay, I do remember Kick-Ass. I don't know why my brain was like going to like Jackass or something. Okay, we got toggle flash laser. Well, toggle weapon utility. The one below this is the quick restart. Which I think we've deemed as quick restart. Wow. These things just write themselves. All right, let's get started with the flashlight first. Doing work? Yeah, I know. It's surprising. I actually get work done once in a while. You know, sometimes I do things and things get done. And then who would have thought? Do I like the art style Beta Decay? Why does that sound familiar? Why does that sound familiar? Oh, this game. Here's the thing that really hurts me. I really like the art direction of this game. But I'm going to be real. I fucking hate the pixel filter. It's just not for me. It's cool. Like, I love the art direction of everything else here that's going on. It's sick. I don't know if I vibe with, like, I think the thing is, the pixel filter has to be a setting, because you can see it's not even being used here. So I think it is a setting. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's got a bit of like a retro vibe to it. It's got some retro vibe going on. What the developers have to say? Nothing. How did they get that through? Doesn't Steam have to approve this? Huh? What do the developers have to say? Like a printer fax sound. What the hell is this? Why does the thumbnail look AI generated? I'm concerned. That's a movie? Huh? What else is a movie? Fortnite? I was looking for that game the other day. This one? Oh, well, you're welcome. I found it for you. Did you guys see that Skate came out? Oh, the Beta Decay. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were looking for Alien Attracts. Sorry, Mars Attracts. Sorry, correction. Skate is officially out and free to play. Early access. Mars Attack movie is legendary. I don't even know it's a thing. I'm so surprised Hollow Knight doesn't have overwhelmingly positive. Actually, I'm not. There's so much conversation about how Silk Song is too hard or some shit. Like the game is too hard. Game's too hard. I think we've here's my take on Silk Song. Now, from what I've seen from some gameplay and watching most of the playthrough, there are some parts that are a little bullshitty, like some runbacks that are okay. But in terms of difficulty, besides the runbacks, it really doesn't look like that difficult of a game. Like, I'm sure it's a very challenging game within reason. I'm sure. But negative reviewing a game because it's too hard. Like, have we really dwindled that far as a gaming community? Have we actually dwindled that far that we need everything to be finished on a fucking silver platter. Like, I get it. The thing is, games are, you know, games are around for different people. Some people don't have all the time in the world. I get that. But man. Yeah, the runbacks I could agree with, because some of them are actually kind of ridiculous. They're a little, some of them are a little ridiculous. Having some checkpoints would be beneficial in certain areas, certain spots. But I don't know. I think after Silksong released, with each game release, my opinion of yellow paint strengthens even harder. That yellow paint is necessary in this day and age. Yeah. I think the difficulty just comes to the conversation after players already have other critiques. Just bring up the other critiques then. Although devs nowadays love to make games hard. There's some games that are like stupidly hard, right? Don't get me wrong. Like there's some games where it does not make sense for a difficulty, but I feel like Silksong, I feel like a lot of it kind of, some bosses and monsters may be slightly unfair, but the game gives you so many options of ways to confront things and change up your playstyle. Like, listen, if the thing you're doing isn't working, maybe you switch your fucking setup a little bit. You know, maybe you switch up your setup. Maybe the setup that you're doing is not actually fucking working for the boss that you're fighting. I don't know. I worked at several industrial places, and yellow is the standard safety color for... It's also the safety color for video games. Safety for gamers. To let them proceed through their game without getting stuck. I think my problem with this specific subject is that I think it's good to encompass a bunch of players, but I think what I notice with some games that are coming out these days is they sacrifice a lot of soul of their game because they're trying to, like, I don't know, I think it's good to have a game that's really customizable from a difficulty standpoint. But there's some part of me that's like, some of it doesn't feel right doing that to an extent. You know what I mean? Is that an incorrect way of looking at it? There's something just feels really off about offering literally every single difficulty measurement and control. And it kind of like... You know what I mean? Isn't just accessibility options? I think there's a difference. I would say there's a little bit of a difference. Like, but yes, sometimes you could say accessibility options can be abused to just make a game easier for someone who might not actually necessarily require the accessibility. But I guess maybe they did require it because if they couldn't proceed the game, then they... It's such a... That's the thing. It's a rocky subject because it's like, I feel like we lose so much difficulty and critical thinking in games that it just kind of like, you're not really playing a video game anymore. The video game is just playing it for you. You know what I mean? Is that an incorrect way of thinking? Put the options in there, give the player motivations to play on the intended difficulty and let them decide what they want to do. Yeah, but the thing is, if you put it there as an option, people will still complain about it. There's people that are complaining, oh, why is it that you can complete the challenges while using the modifiers, like God mode, for example? But I bet you if I did the opposite and I made it so using the modifiers didn't complete the challenges, I bet you people would have complained in the other direction. Yeah, I get you, Twiggy. That's the thing. That's like, it's It's a complicated subject because it's like video games are there for everyone. Everyone, I get it. There's some people that literally just don't have the fucking time. But sometimes there's something sweet about seeing a game that does not have a single difficulty option. It's just like you fucking get in there. You know what I mean? There's something about that. There is some. I guess what it is. It's like once you complete a game that does not have any difficulty options, you're on even ground with everyone else, right? Yeah, From Software. I think From Software does that in a pretty good way. There's like, you know, there's not bragging rights, but you know, I mean, like, it's a complicated subject. Modifiers in a lot of games in that manner usually are cut off from progression. Right. Right. But I just put it in because it made my life easier for one, and two, I knew people would want to use that shit. Dynamic difficulty? Yeah. You got to do it right though. There's some games that you will level up, and then you go into one of the older levels where you would think you would beat the shit out of everything, and then suddenly everything fucking just adapts to your level, and it's like, what's the fucking point? I hate games that do that. I feel like it's mostly like MMORPGs. I want to say Destiny did that. You would go to like an older area, and it's like their fucking levels are adapted to your like. Why? Why? It's not that complicated. There's 20K games released on Steam yearly. Let developers do what they want and choose another game if you don't like this one. Yeah, for sure. No, don't get me wrong. The beauty of video games is that you can get what you want anywhere, right? You know, there's a little something for everyone. I think it's just I think what it is as a developer is I feel like I see so much casual audience stuff, and it's like, if you even go outside of the realm of like hand holding, I think the thing is I have to read all of the complaints, and I think that's what annoys me. I think that's why I'm kind of like, this is like a complication in my head, is because I hear about all the fucking things. You know what I mean? And so that's what annoys me. It's like, I want to make a game that's like not complicated. I want to make a game that doesn't necessarily hold your hand. I want you to be able to like figure out things as you go and stuff like that. But I fucking bet you, like, people are gonna complain, dude. Ugh. Like, I want the zombie survival game to be like something where you figure it out as you go. Metal Gear Solid 5 enemies adjust their behavior and gear if you always do the same strategy. Like they wear night vision. Yeah, and they wear helmets if you only do headshots. Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there for sure. I don't even know if I'd say that's necessarily like a difficulty thing. I think that's like it's just a very well made system. I think treating your audience like they're actually smart is a long-term benefit too. The thing is, you generally want to go in the opposite direction. You want to assume that your player doesn't really know what they're doing at all times. That's the general practice or teaching that people say. But I want to make games where, yeah, I want to treat them like they're smart, or at least able to learn. Business-wise, that's the thing. Business-wise, where do you go? You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, flashlight. Flashlight. So, none, only laser, only flashlight, both then cycle. A separate binding for each individual one? I'm fucking doing that. Are you kidding me? I think the way to win is to have multiple ways to do a thing and let the player choose how they do the thing. Right. You know, ideally, the intended difficulty is that the default, and then just have different settings. I think the thing for me is I guess I really like the idea of everyone, even if the game is like a co-op game or a single player game, I think there's an interesting idea of everyone being on the same playing field. It's just the problem is some people unfortunately do have accessibility issues and they require stuff, and I guess you give everybody the accessibility. You just turn everything on default. Fuck it. Yes. Okay. None, only laser, only flashlight, both, then cycle. Okay, so. I'm overthinking it, but I overthink everything. It's my job. It's my job to overthink, I guess. Scroll wheel cycle. Ah! Nah, I ain't going fucking like Tarkov level with this shit. Okay, let's relax. Let's relax. Let's not get too crazy around here. Okay. Middle mouse button. You could use middle mouse button. For my next game, well, if I end up working on that next, who knows? But ideally, that's what I'm thinking. The Demon Sword game, I was thinking scroll wheel in and scroll wheel out. Scroll wheel in, scroll wheel down would be like actual combat moves, but then how do you do that on controller? Give player a tool, let them play with the tool, test them on the usage of said tool. That works, but how do you do that in a kind of like open world-ish survival scenario? Like, I guess you could tutorialize it, but I don't really like tutorializing things if I can. But if you give a bunch of options to a player in a survival game, you just let them figure it out type of thing. Time to check Mordhau or Chivalry if I'm correctly, they use up/down scroll. They do. What do they do on controller? I can see YouTube chat, by the way, Vixen. It helps that the game clearly shows that it's a difficult game. It's harder to do that when the complexity comes through the decision making, but much easier when the UI looks daunting at face value. Yeah, I suppose. You have to like really market it as such. It's like, be upfront. Be like, this game is hard. But the thing is, Suit for Hire says it's a challenging game. I guess the thing is, the problem with Suit for Hire is that some of the AI doesn't make it very challenging. But then the people that say that the game is too hard, I don't know. I guess you have to be really upfront. Is game dev happening? You know, we do that around here sometimes. Can't get them all? Yeah. I think moving forward, though, I'm definitely taking a step away from Steam reviews and just a bunch of shit, to be honest. I think Super Fire is more on the difficult side. I think if the AI worked a lot more consistently, it would actually just be a very, like, relatively challenging game. But sometimes the AI just fucking it's like they're playing a Rubik's Cube on with their fucking feet sometimes. What are you doing? And they're confused. Okay, so we need to cycle this through. We need to get the current stage it's at using our current settings. If only the laser is enabled, then we will be in stage 1. Hey, let's make a function for this. Let's go ahead and make a function for this. If this and this... Okay, this is going to be really stupid. Laser is 1. Flashlight and laser is 2. If 1 is disabled, then we start at 0, but then we go to 2, which means just the flashlight is enabled. If flashlight is disabled and laser is enabled, then the value is 1, which means just laser. If both are enabled, it becomes 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Wow. I'm fucking smart. Damn. Okay. Grok, send me the latest review report using a happy, upbeat tone, please and thank you. Hey, that's smart as fuck. Just get the AI to make everything less gamer. Less gamer. These gamers, man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. All right, now we just do this instead. If this is enabled, we're going to get the stage and plus 1 to it. Grok, please take this Steam review and make it sound more like a human being and not some fucking cave dweller. Thank you. Thank you, Grok. So here's the idea. All right, here's the idea. Okay, here's the idea. The laser adds plus 1. But the flashlight adds plus 2. We can determine which stage we're at like this. And then we can just return the stage. Isn't that fucking smart as shit? Dude. 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 Dude, man. Dude. Dude, man. Dude. I can't stand people that ask, Grok, is this true? I feel like part of it is a meme, and part of it is people actually legitimately asking if something is true and legitimate. Which then, yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. And I don't mean cooked as in seasoned deliciously and cooked medium rare. I mean cooked as in this shit's well done. Plus 2. Well done with no seasoning. No salt, no black pepper, nothing. Cooked as in burnt to a crisp. You're saying you don't want your feature to be well done? No. I'm saying where the society is cooked. My features are medium rare. If not, maybe... What's the medium? What's before medium rare? Is it just rare? My shit's raw. Okay, let me tell you. My shit is raw. Okay? Slightly over raw. All right? All right. Take a cigarette, light it, and then put that shit on the steak, and there you go. Raw. Smoked. And raw. Where the fuck I am? Toggle weapon utility. Get. Weapon utility stage. And then turn this into a pure node. Pure. All right, current stage. So, flow. Switch. Yes. Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so from here, if the stage is currently 3, take off default, get off of here. If the stage is currently 3, then that means we want to turn off both the laser and the flashlight. Let's see if just setting it is enough. Please. Please work. Please. This would be great if this works. I don't know if it will. I don't think it's binded properly. We're gonna find out. Actually, wait, no, I need to put all of these. Great. So when we are 0, that means we're going into 1. When we're going from 2 into 3, that means we're turning on both of these. When we're going into 0 into 1, that means we are only turning on the flashlight. And then when we're going to 0 to 1, we're turning on just the laser. Does that make some sense for you guys? It's kind of flipped. It's kind of flipped. Now, this should work. I regret to inform you that nothing's working. So we turn on the laser and then the flashlight. Stage +1. Uh-huh. You know what it might be? It might be that these aren't being saved, and because it's not being saved, it's not actually setting the CVAR boolean variable. Oh shit. Let's see here. Save. I don't know how to save the CVAR, guys. Oh no. Oh no. Apply and save setting. I don't think this is the way. Something's telling me this is not the way. I don't know. Not you know, yeah. I could probably reuse this by doing this. No. Connect the node. Connect the node. Connect the wire. Connect the white wire. And then instead what we're going to do is we're going to do this again. But instead we're gonna switch it to string, which then should creates a what? No, just set to string. No, to string. True or false? There we go. That's what I want. Okay, that should fix it, right? Clearly, I think. All right. Nothing's happening. I'm clicking the right button, right? Yes, I am. Let's do print string. Our weapon utility stage is 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't want to talk about it. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Don't talk to me. Oh, God. Ever seen a working escalator in a video game? They're not real. I think the only game that has an actual real escalator... Oh, escalator. I was thinking elevator. Escalator. You'd fake it. I'm just telling you, you would just fake it. That's what I did with our game. We have escalators that go. Actually, I might be able to horizontal escalator. We have a material that moves, and then when you get into the material space, you just move. But obviously you can see like it's not like 100% the correct speed. Right? But like, you could probably do the same thing with an escalator, right? You have a material shader that like moves the staircases up and then revolves around. And it's probably within your best interest to even do that through a GPU shader instead of like actually computing all that, because like that gets real fucking... That will get real dirty real quick. Sprinting on those back to back while shooting is fun. I just think these are just really fun. And then seeing an enemy die on them and they just fucking... They're just... You know what I mean? Or they're just getting dragged along it. It's just... There's something fun there. I think... Does there ragdoll? Yes. You know what I mean? There's something fun about that. Go back! Although, once they stabilize, they stay in the spot. I should make them not do that until they've 100% stabilized. Because there is that bug where they will, like, freeze in midair, which is, you know, not great. But... The bolt gun has that issue with the kind of if you staple someone and they're like mid swinging. Yeah. Optimization method. I notice a lot of escalators in games are standing still at that point. You've made stairs. Yeah, well, they're just different kind of stairs. They just look cooler. But yeah, no, that's probably how I would do it. That's probably how I would do it. Treat it like this, but you know, vertically and horizontally. You are essentially treating it like stairs, but they like, it moves you slowly in the direction that it's going in. Now, the GPU shader might be actually the thing that is harder to do in that situation, as a matter of fact. I want to see if I go back to the game, is it saved the setting? Yes, as a matter of fact, it did. If I just have the laser turned on, yep. So toggling it will switch all of them. So laser only, flashlight only, laser flashlight, and whatever. We just need to put the sound effect in. That is the last piece of the puzzle. The last piece of puzzle. See if I can. Let's see if I can even find the sound effect. Did I import it into the project? I don't think so. You had trouble finding it last time, but you did find it. And I'm probably going to have trouble finding it now. I found it. As a matter of fact, I found it. Do I want to add a modulator? Maybe like a really slight modulator. Like a 0.04 difference. Yes. How large of a percentage would you say the assets you use, you made yourself versus bought? I feel like my current project, I have like 1% self-made. Self-made art. See, like the thing is, there's a lot of assets that I heavily modified as well. So does that become, what does that fall under? Would it be 3 separate categories? I don't know. I would say like 25% or at least 30% is my own stuff. All of the most, I think the only weapon I did not model myself, even though I retextured it entirely myself, the katana. I ended up using a model that came from like a marketplace asset, but I retextured it myself. All of the other guns I made, even the RPG, I'm pretty sure we did the RPG on stream. Or maybe I did it off stream, I don't remember. All these other guns I made that, I made that. But like this explosive barrel, I think I don't know if I made this one. I know I combined 2 objects together. Yeah, I combined 2 objects together. Yep. So there's like a mix. It's a mix. I had to join Twitch because I had to show you this. Oh my god, it's a real escalator. And he's carrying a bench with him. It's a real escalator. See, all you'd have to do is figure out like, okay, okay, what I'd have to do to fix my horizontal escalator is match up the proper game speed. That's the biggest issue. Once I match up the game speed, it'll look like this. That 100% looks like a GPU shader though. Like, I would not doubt that is a GPU shader. Very cool though. 15 years ago, man. They were ahead of their time. They were ahead of their time. Is this a benchmark? Would be insane if they'd done it by moving the meshes. That would just be too much, man. There's too much. Like, they could, but like, psychopath. What if, hear me out. Once the player entered the region of the escalator, they moved a singular cube that's invisible underneath the player's feet and followed the GPU somehow. They matched it. Nah, I don't think they would do that. CPU would exploded. 15 years ago, they definitely found some fucking GPU trickery. Listen, most games are trickery, all right? That's what it is at the end of the day. It's just a bunch of trickery. All right. Very cool. Tricks are the past. Now we just lumen and nanite everything. Those are still tricks. They're still tricks. It's not real, even though we are slowly getting into a realm where we are simulating light, I think, or whatever. But they're still fake and not real. Maybe they did it completely, made it as a baked animation, like the top and bottom, how a real escalator folds downwards and around. I actually, like, if you look at the video, you can kind of tell that it's just clipping at the very end. Look at this. Look how it's clipping at the end there. That tells me that this is just a very simple GPU animation of like maybe a singular mesh just like being moved downward. They must have had to use WPO. I would assume. I'm assuming they used like some sort of world position offset. Would there be a way of doing this without utilizing a world position offset though? It definitely looks like a mesh shader. There's no way they would have done that section without the mesh shader. Look, the zombie's not even... Look, the zombie is breaking the laws of physics. The only thing reacting to this is the player. You can see the zombie stop at the very top, even though they're clearly at the very... Listen, it takes me a while to get on that first step. It always scares the shit out of me because I'm scared that I'm going to get sucked in or something. You know what I mean? That motherfucker, he's just floating. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, he does not care. I think it's definitely like a mesh shader. Yeah, I think it's just a mesh shader. Yeah, very cool. On the left, they stood still on the escalator? I didn't even look at the left. It's definitely just, yeah, it's definitely a slope. Look at the zombies on the other side. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. For some reason, I can't. Oh, you're right. Damn. Oh. Now please go make an escalator map filled with escalators. How about I first put this button pressing sound in? Shh. Yes. 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 I think in the zombie game I made it so when you turned it off, it was slightly pitched down, but I guess we could do like an off state. Probably too expensive to move all the characters along with the escalator, so they only do it on the player. Well, in a game where they have a shit ton of zombies and they're probably doing a bunch of GPU stuff and whatnot, yeah, I could assume it's like probably not worth, especially 15 years ago. Was the layer material hard to do, or is it just like a panning noise? It's literally just it's in-world panning noise. That's it. On a cube. On a masked cube. Dithered masked cube. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, dithered. So it's masked rather than it being translucent. Or it shouldn't be translucent, if I remember correctly. Hold on, I gotta clear up my Invisalign. Give me a second. I just gotta clean it up just to make sure I don't have coffee stuck in my teeth. Hey. Show shader complexity with a flashlight and laser on? I don't know, it's probably like, I think most of it is a light. That's it. I'm pretty sure it's masked. and not translucent. Yeah. Oh, the game is loud. Got him. My L button is a debug key. It immediately gives me six clean suit shots. So that, I think that's why I instantly got it off of that guy. Alright, well, that's in the game. It's in the game. EA Sports. Added key binding to toggle light/laser. There we are. It's in the game. All right, so now we just need to put in the quick restart button key binding. And hopefully I don't break anything. Let's see if it's as easy as literally just copy pasting the code from the pause menu. Beep. Beep. Or alternatively, quick restart temporarily opens the pause menu and then restart. Yeah, it's that easy. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there's a lot bad here. All right. Well, what happens if you press this button while you're in the death menu? What if I temporarily open the pause menu and then just run the same code from the pause menu to do as a quick restart? Oh wait, the pause menu is on the player controller. Ah! 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 Janko. All right, pause menu, where are you? All right, pause menu, where are you? You don't have a button to just open the pause menu. Even photo mode literally just opens. Do I put it in the player controller then? I have an idea. I'm gonna make a custom event for it. Toggle pause menu. How do I keep getting stable 1000 megabyte download speed but the stream keeps buffering? Yeah, ad block will do that. That's why I got Twitch Turbo. Because I just couldn't stand it anymore. I succumbed. I gave my money to Jeff Bezos. It's a saddening day. Bezos has cashed out my money and turned it into Bezos bucks. Toggle pause menu. Okay, so cast to our player controller, which is us. It had uBlock Origin installed forever. They've been cracking down on that. So has Chrome. So has Chrome. My I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this on stream. My supposed software that I had that sounds very similar to that one. Ran into some issues, and I had to divert towards a different piece of software. Thanks for keeping me employed, Crimson. You're welcome, man. That's not going to keep you employed, though, let me tell you. The investors pumping billions of dollars is what's going to keep you employed. Not me Twitch turboing. That's going towards like the pack of fucking donuts being used on the company credit card that's in the break room that nobody's eating, and then it's going to be thrown out anyways. So we open the pause menu, and then we should get the pause menu as a thing. Widget blueprint pause menu. We get the pause menu, and then from here, not true, we devour those donuts, but thanks for the free snack. You're welcome. You are welcome, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see if this works. Okay, I have done the most hacky thing ever. The quick restart will first open the pause menu, and then from there, it will immediately restart. Okay? So first off, we need to put our key binding in. Quick restart will be M. Okay, but what if we have... Oh, you can't quick restart while in the pause menu. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? I would assume someone going into the pause menu would probably want the restart to work. If it's not valid, go ahead and toggle the pause menu. If it is valid, go ahead and just do this first. All right, this is about to get real gnarly. It's about to get real gnarly around here. This code's about to get real hefty. No way, multiplayer? Well done, Crimson. I know you could do it. Are we looking at the same stream? What are you looking at? Have you been seeing Randy Pitchfork crashing out on social media over Borderlands 4? Honestly, I don't really give a shit. I haven't really been looking at it. I see random posts on like a Discord I'm in, but like I really don't care for it. Call me a pessimist. Or what would that be? Someone who just like doesn't give a shit? Call me a I don't know. Nihilist, I guess. Is that nihilist? It's been pretty funny. Every day he's digging his hole deeper and deeper. Is it really funny, or is it like really sad that like CEOs that are that fucking stupid and don't understand their community and whatnot still have the position that they have, where they make more money than literally anybody at the company, if not combined? They make more money than like 100 employees combined. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it What do you mean? You know what I mean? And there's many that are like Randy Pitchford, literally everywhere. For example, Elon Musk. Let's not forget, he did not actually want the Twitter. He didn't want the Twitter deal to actually go through, but because he signed a contract, his ass was locked in, bro. That's the thing. Right now, he's doing tech support for players through Twitter. Bro, what are you doing, man? Like, for me, okay, sure. But, like, you, bro, what are you doing? That just goes to show, like, C-suite doesn't really fucking do anything. They really don't really do anything. They're just glorified marketing departments. But, like, they don't really do that much. The other day, he said, return the game if they don't like it. And the day before that, it was him telling players to make their own game engine and show them how it's done. Market themselves more than anything. Randy and Elon, at least. By the way, making sure that we get this out of the way again. Randy Pitchford, the Gearbox guy, not indie dev Randy. Big dog Randall. Gearbox Mans. We shall now call him Gearbox Man. His name is now Gearbox Man. Gearbunky Man. It's Indie Randy's alt account is Gearbox Randy. I don't really care what he says. I think I've gotten to a point where I like just don't. I'm just like, man, there's so much fucking. Like I know I talked about it earlier. There's so much stupid noise. Oh, UE5 is a horrible engine. Blah blah blah. All this shit, man. Man, just shut the fuck up. Let me just do my thing, man. If my game is unoptimized, guess what? It's unoptimized because it's my fucking fault. Whatever. I'll fix it. Hopefully, as long as it's not a skill issue. How you doing, by the way, Johnny? Yeah. All this other noise, UE5 this, blah, 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 this, that. I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm like, all of this stuff does not matter. All of this noise, all this bullshit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I guess I am becoming a nihilist. Or cynicist? It's words. It's fucking words, man. Words and shit. Oh, but I have an opinion. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit. Well, but my opinion is that UE4 is better than UE5. Oh, your opinion is your opinion. I'm just like done with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Keep your opinion in your back pocket. You can keep your opinion in your back pocket where it belongs. Yeah. Don't let the shitty world get you down. Hope that bug crushing has been going well. I think the thing is I'm trying to adjust my mindset to not let it put me down, and I'm just looking at it from a mindset of like I'm going to just ignore all of it and do the thing that I think is right. And I think I think my brain is in a pretty good spot where I can, you know, make proper decisions, hopefully. Maybe not my code, but you know. Okay, so wait, hold on. We need to be able to execute this while paused. There we go, execute when paused. We should now be able to restart directly from the pause menu. Stiv, just learning about the game to look absolutely insane. I hope insane in a good way. Insane in the membrane? Insane in the brain? Yes! It works! Although I would like to fix that like transition when we're like loading and unloading. Ideally, it would probably be nice to fix that. Or do we just leave it in the game? Do we just say fuck it and leave it in the game? Just cover it with a black screen. See, that's something we can do. We could fade to black and then fade it back in. We could. It's technically supposed to. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why the damage UI fades in, comes in and out. I don't know why that. Well, whatever. It's in. It works, I think. We'll get people to test it. Give him a parachute in the moment. I was trying to see something. Something felt a little weird with the dive speed there, randomly. Am I planning a console release? I no guarantees. I don't wanna. I would love to, and I have some stuff set up for like Xbox, but so Xbox is definitely like around like an 80% chance, but PlayStation 20% chance. Do you have some kind of help when performing shots? No, this is pure raw aim. I'm not using any mouse aim assist or anything. This is my aim. Ah! This is aim assist. We could put it on high. Have I ever actually played XIII? No, I have not. I did something on beta last night where it doubled my slow-mo zoom like that, but I think I had 100% stamina on, so it might just be a weird interaction there. It could be. It could also be one of those things that I fixed recently. Yeah, this is aim assist. That was just me playing the video game. I'm just damn good at the video game. Rewatched The Matrix yesterday. Still such a great film. Reminded me of your game though. The beauty of this game is it is not just inspired by one action movie. It's supposed to be like, if I were to like redo this game, I would take the culmination of like literally every action movie in existence. That's what like the ideal world for this game would be like. fucking chase scenes and cars, like, you know, gadgets and shit, like, you know, stuff like that. I think that would be like what I would probably do. A lot of people say John Wick, which is understandable. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of like some of the stuff was inspired by John Wick initially, but then I kind of like expanded and I was like, what if we slap a little bit of, you know, inspiration from, take some inspiration from James Bond in here, take some inspiration from various other, you know, action movies as well, Bourne series, you know. You could say Matrix for sure, and then various other games as well. Listen, it's just meant to be action. It's just action movie capsulated into a video game. That's kind of like the idea. Yeah, John Woo is a big one as well. The Raid, which I don't think The Raid is John Woo. Is the Raid John Woo? Yeah, I don't think so, right? It's a different director. Why is that tire not... Why can't I hit the tire? What's wrong with the tire? Gareth Evans. Who the hell? Who is that? I think I fucked up something with my shooting. Because shooting tires is not working. Or maybe these wheels, maybe these aren't real. Are these real wheels? Real wheels? Real wheels. One action movie I loved was Monkey Man. I still have yet to watch Monkey Man. I really like parts of Gangs of London. Never heard of it. Did I like Kingsman? Kingsman's fun. Kingsman is fun. This is a fun one. Am I tripping or does he look like Majima? Majima? Who is Majima? Majima. Goro Majima? Who does? The player character? Oh, maybe it's the hair, the shortcut hair kind of style that I'm using right now. Okay. Well, we have the quick restart button, key binding. We have the key binding to toggle the light and laser. Now we just have to put in the new music system stuff and potentially this office door, which honestly I could probably make do without. Yeah. Yeah. Does the game have environmental kills like explosive barrels? There's explosive barrels, yeah. You can throw enemies off of buildings, throw them off balconies, throw them into water. Water will kill them. Water also kills you. Let me be transparent. Water will kill you in this game. It's kind of a hazard. Oh yeah, fire extinguishers. You can shoot fire extinguishers and if it can hit them and potentially you in the head. And then you get knocked out and die due to blunt trauma to the head. Okay. Still a couple things to do for the photo mode, but other than that, I think we'll get this update out and we'll call it V1.1.1 for the sake of the beta users so they know that they've updated. We're at 111. 111, baby. 1.1.1. Hey, and welcome to... What's the FM 1.1.1? 111.1. FM 111.1. Sorry. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. And by moving on, I mean moving on from this live stream. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, I think. Am I doing anything tomorrow? Do I have anything? TikTok. Putin left you a comment. Oh, thank you, Putin. Okay. I think that's a good day. Don't do it. You can like clearly see it hit you right in the ass too. Oh man. That's good. Oh man. Oh dude. We need more things like that in the game. Which I'm never gonna get to because I'm a lazy asshole and I want to move on to the next game. I want to put something in the next game where you do some stupid shit. Anyway. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, channels, around. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I think. Thanks for dropping by and lurking and chatting and sticking around and being cool and being fresh and having fun, hopefully. I had fun, I think. All right. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.